Representative McKinley, welcome to the program.
Good morning, Tom. Thanks for having me.
Great to have you with us. Tell us what's going on with the Occupy Denver, Occupy Colorado, Occupy fill in the blank in your neck of the woods movement.
Well, I think the governor has kind of squelched that little movement right at the moment. But it's whether they talk about it coming back or not, it will always be there. The people's voice will always be heard if they will stand up and speak.
So what's the governor done to squish this?
Well, he threw them off of the park and lost it. Told them to leave and started arresting some of them. Now, they moved in about 3 weeks ago.
Right.
And I moved my teepee up there. I set my tent up there on Monday. I was in the office anyway. So I just moved in with that group, had a great time. Slept out there on the lawn in my teepee with them, and I had a couple of guests that shared my teepee, getting out of the cold. And I was talking to the Highway Patrol. They come through quite frequently. Good guys, just keeping the order and peace.
Yep.
And they said and I tried to get some porta potties. That was one of my main concerns, was the environmental impact. As soon as I got there, I seen what was happening. I said, we need some porta potties here. So I talked to the Highway Patrol guy, and he said they would pass it on up the chain of command. And then later on that day, one of the Highway Patrol guys there, and I said, what about my request for the porta potties? Where are we going with that? Well, they're discussing that right now. The governor and the mayor was discussing that situation, the whole occupied situation. I said, why don't they come down here and discuss it? There's nothing wrong with coming out here and visiting with these people and discussing the situation. Well, they're doing. Well, they never did, of course. They never came down there. They talked about it behind the closed doors, but they never got out and listened to the people. There's some criticism about it was lack of organization, lack of goal. What do they want? They simply wanted their voice heard. We in America are a little bit upset about the fact we give taxpayer dollars and a few people benefit, and nobody gets anything, but a few people get a little more, and we get less.
Yeah.
That's the main message.
It's like this is that Howard Beale moment from the movie Network. I'm mad as hell, and I'm not going to take it anymore.
Yeah. Well, the people need to start speaking, and they did. Yeah. They did a very nice job, and I think it got a little out of control. There was other elements moved in, and they were supposedly going to self-police themselves. Well, society, no group does that. The governor should have been down there, and the mayor should have been down there from day one, visiting with them, keeping it clean, keeping it sanitary, seeing what they want, letting their voice be heard.
Yeah.
They wanted to write a letter to the governor, and I said, it's a good idea. But I said, to write a letter to the governor is not going to do you a whole lot of good. How do you know where it goes or what it is? And I will try to broker the deal so that we can hand the letter to the governor or someone on his staff.
Right.
That you're not going to get to the governor, but maybe I can. So I went into the governor's office on Tuesday morning and talked to his deputy chief of staff, Kevin Patterson, real nice guy, and told him what we wanted, what they wanted. And I said they want to read the letter to you and deliver it. And it's going to be a decent letter. It's nothing obscene or aggressive or anything, or I won't be a part of it. But it'll be a very nice letter, very normal. And they said, okay, sure. So we made the deal between 1 and 1:30 on Wednesday. Then he would be there in the office, and this group could come up. And so on Wednesday, there's 4, 5, 6 of them. We went up, and the patrol guy, the security guy, chief of staff, Jay, he come out and said he would take the letter. I know him. I said, no, Jay, we want to read this letter to someone on the governor's staff. Well, Kevin had been called away unexpectedly and couldn't be there. And I said, well, we'll just read it to you, and it's all on film, too, that we're reading this letter. They were. And then you can give it to the governor. Well, he said, I'm strictly security. I can't be a part of anything like that. I said, well, get us somebody from the governor's office. We don't care. Just bring somebody out. There was no one in the governor's office.
Oh, man.
And I said, Jay, I'm a little unhappy about this situation because, and I showed him the card. I said, here's the card, here's the notes, here's his handwritten cell phone on the back, and I haven't heard from Kevin.
Yeah.
So I said, I'm going to the office. These people come with me. They weren't too happy about it, but they did. They went up to my office, and I called the cell phone number and said, Kevin, we had an appointment. I've got it in writing. I've learned when you're doing business with the governor's office, get it in writing.
Yeah, we have just 30 seconds left, sir, by the way.
And so, okay. So I called and said, I'll be down there in 30 minutes with that letter. And they said, okay. And then Kevin called me back in 30 minutes, and he said, I'm here, I'm ready. So we went down, and they read the letter and gave it to him.
Yeah.
That's simple.
But he still cleared the thing out. Is this the end of the Occupy Denver camping? You said earlier you didn't think this is the end of the movement.
No. I think that people want their voice heard, and they will keep on till their voice is heard, and their voice is being heard.
Yeah.
I was the only state legislator that would go down and talk to them. Everybody else was afraid to. And they're a little different than what we see a lot, but that's part of our segments. You can't hide from part of your population.
Sure.
You can't accept, here's the part we want, here's the part we don't
Especially the part of your population that's probably going to be people, in your position that's going to be the government, a half a generation from now or a generation from now. I mean, they're coming along.
Exactly.
Colorado State Representative Wes McKinley. He is the Democrat from Walsh, a participant in the Occupy Denver movement. You can find his writings at CO, as in Colorado, housedems.typepad.com. There'll be a link over at thomhartmann.com if it's easier for you to remember that. Representative McKinley, thank you for being with us.
Well, thank you for having me.